Hello everybody and welcome back to the labs. I am Tousty and thank you for joining me here on another episode of MechStation on ResonantRise. I am having a lot of fun. This mod pack is huge, it's great, there's so much to do. There's a lot of things that I really just have not done. Let me turn my volume up. It's been a little quiet lately actually, in my opinion. There's a lot of things that I haven't touched yet. And we're doing a lot of work here. The server's growing, the pack is changing, and things are happening. And so I'm really excited for the future of the channel and the future of gaming for me and a couple of guys. And I just want to talk to you a bit about that later and throughout the episode. But for now, I want to show off a few things that I have worked on and done. The first is Dometown is coming along. Our major dome is almost at a point where I can just start filling it in. So I talked to Reclaimer, I got him on the server a little bit and showed him what was going on with this one corner. And we discussed how we were going to do a entryway for it, but that this structure looked good. So I threw them in, and now there's one in each corner. Oh yeah, that took forever. Using all Z-Tones blocks worked great. Took a long time, but I'm very happy that that progress has been made. And I just kind of got to start filling it in and seeing what happens with it. So I'm excited to do, well, I'm not really excited to do it. I'm excited to see it finished. And then we'll start terraforming in here and rechanging a few things. We can see that our lava, in doing this, we've cleared up a bunch of area and lava has flowed down. I do like it. It looks cool. I think it looks good. So, here we go. Couple things I've been doing is I've been changing up stuff in here. As you can see, it moved the terminals. Not my favorite setup, but it functions for the way I needed it to at the moment. Moved this down here. Just done some rearranging. I've got a cell workbench here to do a couple things, which I've been formatting some drives to take certain different aspects or different types of mats. And so one thing that I need to do is I need to show you guys. I've finally excuse me. Just throw a bunch of this in here for now. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. I'm not dying on anything stuck in my throat now. So, here's what I've been doing. Sorry, there's something just popped up in front of me here, and let me get rid of that. There we go. All right, here's what's been going on. So, I've been doing a lot of work with some storage. I wanted to move it all, so I've moved my ME system, the main kind of control structure for my system, down here. And here's what we have. So a lot of ME conduit, a lot of power conduit running all the way back over and down and around into our little hut over there. Now again, that's temporary because our hut's not staying there, not staying like that anyways. We'll have to make a sort of command facility inside the dome. So that's what we're looking at. I've added, these are almost all of these with the exception of, I think these 10 are my existing storage drives. It might even be all of these, I don't really remember. I did this last night. And so all of these have stuff in them. They've already been being used, and you can see that a lot of them are actually now green where they were all red. That's because I've done a bit more work. So these are also just all 4K drives, and I've done as many as I can for now. And then over here we have 5 64K drives, and I kind of exhausted a lot of my resources doing this. But what it is they're all partitioned to have the kinds of stone you may have seen in the IO port over there. These kinds of stone were unfuzzily partitioned for that matter, so any kind of matching stone in the ore dictionary or NBT data or stuff like that is going to come into here, I believe. This is the highest priority drive. It's got about 1,000 priority. Everything stone-wise should come into these 64K drives for now, and that's it. These should not allow it, or it's not going to allow it. They're not going to allow it till these are full. So that's how that's working. Right now, what we can see is each set of these 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take only one channel. So these 8 ME drives take one channel, and these 8 ME drives take one ME channel. That's because of this setup up here. So what I have is I have 3 P2P tunnels with cable. Now the cables, obviously we have 2 black and 2 blue here, or sorry, 2 blue and a cyan here. It doesn't really matter what color these are. They're just separate colors to keep them separate from the one beside them. I'd like to have different colors just to keep it straight in my brain, but it really doesn't matter. So here's what I've got going on. Right now, and I'm just realizing I might have done something kind of silly here with this setup, and I'll probably move it in a second. But right now what's happening is we basically have a dense signal which carries 32 channels, right? Going into a peer-to-peer tunnel, right? So that's what this is. They have no interface. It's an ME peer-to-peer tunnel. You make them, they're pretty easy. And then these peer-to-peer tunnels are all connected to this dense ME conduit, which is just connected to the controller. So these peer-to-peer tunnels are just connected to the network the same way any other like export or import bus would be. So they each take a channel, which is not a big deal. They then send 32 channels of ME from this dense cable through a peer-to-peer tunnel, which you take a memory card, you right-click on the peer-to-peer tunnel, and then you right-click on, so you shift right-click on a peer-to-peer tunnel to save this tunnel's location in the world, and then you paste it by right-clicking on another peer-to-peer tunnel. So this peer-to-peer tunnel actually matches this one down here. I just know that because I set it up. Now, I'm pretty sure I've done this kind of silly, so we're going to fix it right now, just so I can test this on camera. And we're going to take this ME conduit off. Dum, dum, dum. And theoretically, I should be able to get a whole bunch more ME drives. So I might actually move these guys over. So let's do that. For some reason, I forgot that these drives can connect to the dense conduits, and I had set them up all on the regular conduits, and that's not really necessary. Come on, there they are. So let's pull these out a little bit. Why is my thaw meter in my inventory right now? Don't want that there. I think we'll leave it with 6 for now, and then I'll find another layer somewhere else. So then we'll do this. No? Does that actually break it? I think that did break it. I might want to use the actual dense cables to make this happen. Just so I can sort of do a bit of debug here. Let's try this. And it's not telling me how many channels they're using. So it for some reason, when I set it up, I knew you could only have 4 per peer-to-peer bus. 8 drives, but I just had a bit of a mental fart that made me think, well, I should be able to have more than 4 or more than 8. But no, it's just 8 per peer-to-peer bus. So that's interesting. And oh, you know what? I don't even need all those conduits there. I just remembered that too. Oh well, they're there now. It looks good. So let's just take our drives here. Let's take our energized drives anyways. There we go. Sorry. Boom. All right. So that's all back to normal. So that's what our limit is right now, 4 and 4. Not a big deal. They still only take 1 channel. The drives themselves may actually require more than 1 now. I don't really know. But they only take 1 channel. So as we can see here, you can kind of see on this one, we've got 2 channels there maybe. And I'm not seeing it on this at all either, but you've only got a couple of channels coming out of there as well. So what it actually is let's say, yeah, it's only about 2, which is fine. So pretty good, pretty awesome. That way we have a lot of storage expansion opportunities without overtaxing our ME Networks channel system. And that will grow and develop over time as well. So I just want to remind you that we have updated the pack, and the pack is running with a new version of Applied Energistics, and they are now upgradable inscribers. So the inscribers have 3 card upgrade slots, which allow us to accelerate the speed at which they work. So what are we short on right now? What do we got going on? I got loads of silicon. I just don't have any processors being made. So let's get some gold, and let's make some of the basic processors. I've used a lot of them in making those storage drives. I also don't have that much gold left, but I do have a lot of gold essence. So this was just from me setting up a time torch for gold for like 10 minutes. and it obliterated. It obliterated everything for gold. Like I got so much gold ore, and I don't want to rely on that, but I've got it, so I'm going to use it a little bit anyways. So we got a bunch of gold. Let's go down here. If I throw this in the chest, got a good stockpile of redstone and silicon in there. And look at this. Crunch. 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 It's so much faster. So these guys just cruise through making processors now. So we'll have a good way to quickly and effectively set up an automated crafting of processors. So that's good. This is, again, this is not permanent. I'm not leaving that there. So that's happened. And in order to keep our ME system all connected, I've got that dense cable running all the way up and across over and over to here, where it then splits with the peer-to-peer network, so I can have that dense cable come all the way across here without worrying about it, having all those channels come out of here, no problem. This is the middle peer-to-peer channel way over there in the drive, or on the ME controller. So that's done so that I can keep all the stuff that I had here hooked up, and most importantly, keep the Thaumic stuff hooked up. And the reason that's really necessary is because, as far as I know, this guy takes about 4 channels. So if you watched the earlier episodes, you saw me put that down in derp kind of with trying to get it. I thought it took a lot of power or something, but it just takes a lot of channels. And that one may as well. So that's what's going on there. And then you may see that for some reason this is somewhat like cut. I don't really understand what's going on there. Oh, I don't need that one. That's awesome. The way that the relays work. I'm going to put it down just because, or not. The way that the relays work is that they can no longer go through blocks. So this one actually will have to hit here and come down and in. That's why I've got this annoying block on it. And you can see I've done a bit of work restructuring, retexturing my hut. I got tired of that cobblestone look. So I've done a bit of work there with my my wand of equal trade. I wanted to show you guys something. I talked last time about making another fire node. Last time I showed you guys the wand focus fire with the fire beam. This time I wanted to show you guys the fireball, and this is just boosted with potency. It doesn't have that alchemist's fire, so it doesn't actually like create it doesn't create a lot of burning fire. So let's go down here and see if we can see those clay golems. I know there's got to be some around. Here, clay. Why are you no spawn? Oh, yeah. Now, if you look at my hearts, you can't see the texture of the heart canisters. I don't know if that's just bugged or if they're not working. I've tried doing the whole like re-replace thing, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But at night, I'll try and show off this fireball. But isn't that such a cool texture? It doesn't do any griefing or anything like that. It doesn't seem to do any block damage, but it is a powerful fireball. And it does take a lot of V. So this was fully charged. And, oh, it actually is not too terrible. But, yeah, so that's really cool. So, again, the new focal manipulator is awesome. Awesome! So I'm going to plop this down here. One thing that I wanted to do on camera real quick, because you guys haven't really seen me do this before. Well, maybe to some degree you have. I have recently created an ender quarry. And I need some markers. There they are. So the ender quarry is a quarry from ExtraUtilities that is super server friendly. Now, one thing I need to do a bit of research for before I put this down is we were looking at RF tools last time, obviously, and RF tools has in it a very interesting system for upgrading your machines called Infusion. I think it's called Infusion anyways. So these are dimensional shards. You get them from dimensional shard ore. So I don't know if this ore spawns in the overworld or not. I don't know if it's a normal cut or if it is only in their dimensions that it spawns. I'll have to do a bit of research. So I'm going to set up an ender core in just a second. Let me go look that up. If it is, I'm actually going to reset the dimensional world, because we've done a lot of work in here. But if it is in fact something that I need to generate, I've explored so much of it that I don't really, I mean, I guess I could actually just fly farther away, but I'm probably just going to pick this up and reset our little system here for making gunpowder and break all this stuff and move it, and then we'll just do a regeneration of this dimension if it's a regular spawning ore, so we do get some. So let me check that out and I'll be right back. Okay, so before I do that, it does look like this ore only generates in RF tools dimensions. All right, so let's actually go ahead and make one of those. So there are certain dimlets that you can make that are certain dimlets that are craftable. Now, this is something I had played with this before actually, and I'm gonna make a flat dimlet. Oh shoot! But you need dimlet templates for that, so that's gonna be, yeah, okay, never mind. Forget that. So I have a couple of dimensions as we saw here. One of them seemed to have stone in it, so I'm gonna try to remember which one that was. I think it was this one. So let's go down here and we're gonna throw our realized dimension, that's titanium highlands, back in here. Boom, bam. Now we're just gonna repower this thing. It seems to have drained itself of power. Not a problem. We can pump that baby up real fast. And then what's this one called again? Extreme Hills Islands. So we're gonna send dim1 send to actually Extreme Hills. So we're gonna interrupt the current dial and then redial this one. Okay, so that's set up, no biggie, no problem. Do I have I do. All right, and I should be able to get back from here fine. I'm pretty sure I left a machine there to do that for me. All right, here we go. Now, I don't know what's gonna happen because this has a like pseudo low power level right now. I mean, it's raining, that's about it, but it's raining in the mining dimension too. So this was another dimension that we had generated, or that I had generated off camera, that I thought was mostly stone. We got some tendrils, we got a bunch of gravel as well. And I'm wondering, if this is going to work. So from what I've been reading, it seems like, so this is actually a really interesting world. Sorry, I didn't mention that yet. We've got some nether fortresses in this world and some tendrils. It's a really, really cool place. I'm going to go down here around Y level 40. Is it Y level 40 or is it just below? It's below Y level 40. That's what I thought was going to happen. So we're going to head on down here and see if I can't spend a bit of time digging and finding a some sort of dimensional something or other. I might even set the quarry up here really quick just to see what happens. Because I am really impatient with stuff like this. And I know you guys aren't going to want to watch me fiddle around in the dark here forever. I thought I just picked up kind of a weird... No? Okay. So that's... Yeah, let's actually set this quarry up really quick. Because I don't want to wait for this. I'm not going to make it a big quarry. Hey. Hey, you. Die. You dropped a carrot. That's awesome. So let's actually just set this up right here. It won't be very big. We'll take our markers and we'll say... Get some stone. 1... Cave spiders. Oh my goodness. And lag. Wow. That was interesting. Alright. Time to deal with some people. Oh, I love that. All right, these are lined up, right? Yep. And then we'll come out this way. So we're just going to do kind of a small sample. And as the world generates, yeah, we're going to see a bit of lag. But it's not the end of the world. Perfect. All right, that's all 4. We'll throw this down. All right, got the boundary. That's good. It's scanning away. That's good. Let's actually... I might need to go back to the aroma mining dimension here. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's head on back here. What do we got for energy? Not a lot. That's why we brought this. Whew, that could have been bad. All right, we'll leave that there for a second. Now, I'm pretty sure I have another dimensional thingy somewhere. A dimensional transceiver. Now, we are going to start a small... I don't know what I just sent in there. A small project... oh, man, I've got one right here. Looks like we're going back to the place. A small project in order to... auto-craft dimension transceivers. Wow, that was crazy. I would like to use dimensional transceivers instead of tesseracts for as much of this playthrough as I can. I just like their functionality. They are a bit harder to craft, but they have a bit more control. So that's just something that we're going to look at doing in the near future when we get our AE auto-crafting up and running. But I might get some of the infrastructure ready for that. All right, let's get rid of this rain. Let's get rid of this bad gas stuff. Where is... there it is. All right, so we got receiving power from Corey, and we're sending items from Corey. So, let's just see here. Let's actually remove this for a second. Okay, it just took a second to load in, maybe. It is being used. All right, that's good. But are we digging? I can't tell. All right, this is good. It's a decent chunk area. So it will take a bit just to scan things, and then it'll start to dig away. I'm just gonna sit here and wait until I can see it actually do that. One thing that you can look at is in the top left. You see my Wayla there. It's kind of hard to tell with the way that I have it set up, but we do have full power in the machine. That's good. I'm not sure why it has stopped scanning. Like, it does seem to be stuck scanning for some reason. Let's do this again. Let's just add this. Maybe for some reason that's what's causing it to be stuck. Yeah, that was really bizarre. So it should actually be digging soon. And the way that this quarry digs is it digs... yeah, see, you see this grass here? This is where it's already dug. So by default, this quarry replaces the holes it makes with dirt. And so I don't really need to be digging all that to show you that, but that's what it does by default. Oddly enough, this, I believe, was the dimension that I had intended to make into a void world. And I just realized my face is very far from the microphone. Sorry about that. And it kind of did. I mean, it made... no, this was not the void world, sorry. But it did make this world kind of over the void, which was very interesting to me. Very, very interesting. So you can see here, we are digging, we're coming down, And that's how the quarry works. It goes from top to bottom, which is why I like the ender quarry. You don't have to sit through, 2 days worth of stone just to see your first piece of redstone. Like, it does everything. And so it'll do a chunk here. So let's see where we are for chunks. All right, so now that it's done there to there. Oh, this is going to be interesting. It should actually do right here, I believe, next. Okay, so it's going to go that way. So it'll, within the confines of the boundaries that we've set, right? So our hole is going to be this direction and this direction. It'll dig top to bottom, and it'll fill out from top to bottom from here to here. Then when that's done, it'll move on to the next chunk. So it'll always do it within one chunk. And that way, the only other things that are ever chunk loaded are the loader, like the quarry itself, and where it's digging. So you only ever have like a maximum of 2 chunks loaded, which is awesome. You don't need to chunk load it. Same with their mining wells. You don't need to chunk load that. You just kind of go. Now, the only downside to this for me is I don't have the Silk Touch upgrade yet, but I do have the World Hole upgrade, so that'll be nice. But we'll see if we have any dimensional shards come in from here. Don't know if we will. Don't know if this is the kind of world that they spawn in, but we'll find out. So this should be good to run. We're actually just going to pick up our wonderful vibrant capacitor. And if we can, I'm going to go back to base. Why am I not going back to base? Is it lagging? Alright. So I'll be back when I can get back to base. Well, we got our first... What the... Fix that up. We got our first dimensional shard. Or our first 10, I guess. So apparently, you can silk touch these things or fortune these things. They do drop as shards. Just take a look at what we can do with them. We can use the machine infuser, the activity probe, and a dimlet template. There's a lot of uses for dimlet templates. You can actually take dimlets you don't like. So for example, I'll show you. I actually already had this set up before I really understood how it worked, but you can take the dimlet scrambler. Take 3 dimlet templates you don't want, put a template in there, or 3 dimlets you don't want, put the dimlet template in there, and it'll make a new one. Let's just say, since I know we're getting them, they are rare, it looks like. Let's do this. Paper. Alright. Let's throw you in here. It works something like that. I looked it up. I couldn't rightly figure out like what order to put these in. It does appear that this one only goes in one spot though. And I don't know if they have to be 3 of the same. So it's... Oh. That did it. Maybe you just had to have it in your inventory. Or, oh no, you don't. You just put the 3 in. You don't need the template. That's awesome. So, we got a mob essence dimlet. That's actually kind of useful. I'm going to hold on to that. So if you got dimlets you don't like we got lots here. We've been doing some exploring, and I got the guys sending me the dimlets that they're not using. And so we've been researching a lot of them. What is this? Book of Biomes. Witchery. So that's awesome. But the dimlet templates can be used to create some of the more important, like the flat dimlets, craftable dimlets. I feel like I've said dimlets a whole lot this episode. So we're going to come up with a unique way of storing those and working with those. If I look at, I don't think I have any unresearched ones here. Ooh, dimlet. Oh, I do have a couple, void and then just a template. So the dimensional shards, they should keep coming in. And we should see them eventually. So that's pretty awesome. I'm glad that's working. I hope that quarry runs a little bit longer here before, and we get a few more, but we will see. Let's just go take a quick look. I haven't checked on my power system in a long time. I just wanted to do that right quick. I'm getting a bit of lag for some reason. So this is putting about 1,000 RF per tick out of its like potential 10,000 or something like that, or 5,000 I think. uses up putting the same. So we're actually doing pretty good still. Eventually, I will be setting up a big reactor to really take control of the RF output. But for now, they're working fine. And that is also because we have restarted our mob farm. So if we scroll through here, we'll probably see a lot of junk that I'm not filtering out anymore yet. I will be, but we have removed infernal mobs. So a lot of like the crazy amounts of junk. You can see we have a lot of bows. And that's because of the skeletons that are spawning. So we'll take care of that soon. But even with that running, I'm not too concerned about our storage. We still have a lot of space to work with here. So hopefully it ends up all right. So that's happening there. Let me just hop up here real quick. Come on, get upstairs. So a couple things really have to happen before I can go kind of hog wild with the tech stuff that I want to do. I think I'm going to have to move these farms. That needs to happen. I'm not sure where I'm going to put them yet, but they do need to move. I may put them in compact machines. That seems like not a bad idea. The only thing is we do plan to have a farming thing, like a farming area. So with the farming area, I would probably put them back out, but for now they're starting to get a little bit in the way. The thing is, I don't want to lose the XP, so I will have to create a second XP farm or a different XP farm, which really isn't that big of a deal, but we already kind of have one. I just gotta actually pull it back. So this mob farm has been running for a couple of days, or about a day, sorry now. Maybe a bit less than that. So let's actually just hop over to the nether and see how much experience the Killer Joe has pulled in. Falling through the world. There we go. So we've actually got a couple things going on server plan wise to help with the little issues like falling through the world and stuff like that. Obviously they're not like complete. Where did my vacuum go? Interesting. So obviously they're not completely avoidable because a lot of it depends on the client internet connection. But one thing we found is even though GG Servers is fantastic and very good inexpensive hosting, it is nodal based hosting. So, you know, other people who have servers with GG Servers that are on the same node could use your bandwidth. So it's not a dedicated bandwidth, and that's something that we're looking at actually. Well, we've got some plans for that. So that kind of issue should go away. So we got our Killer Joe here working away at 150 levels there. So this is one option to remove experience, or to get experience. So see, now I have 154 levels. So that is really good. So I think what we're gonna do, let's see if I have any with me. I have some fluid conduits here. Who shot me? Jerk. Hey. So what we've got going in here is nutrient distillation. I need to probably swap out all of this fluid conduit for the ender ones. Now they're all going to get sucked up into the vacuum chests. That's not a big concern of mine. Let me just swap these out and I'll show you how we get them set up in a minute. Oh, what the? How did you get in here? Good timing for recording. All right, so we've just got our cables here. I added some fluid conduits. They're set to ignoring redstone, extracting and pulling. Hopefully that should sort of sort itself out. If I need to add filters, I will. Not really sure what the deal is with all of the I'll just put some dirt in here. All of the spawning zombies and stuff in this area. Oh, that's because for some reason I am actually attracting zombies, which I don't really remember doing, but oh, you know what? Yes, I did. I'm an idiot. I set that up. Alright, so let's actually get out of here and run them back and see if we're getting experience coming in if I just hook a drum up to our dimensional transceiver. Falling through the world back. See, even with my crummy internet, Joe says hi. Even with my crummy, like, my internet's actually not bad. My upload speed is pretty terrible, but it's even with my like pseudo bad internet, it really doesn't take long. It's the connection to the server is a little rough. And so, anyways, let's where's my transceiver? Let's do this. Let's look at this. Let's receive XP. Oh, I love this system. And let's just get a drum out of here really quick. Boom. And let's just see. Eventually that should turn into a barrel full of XP, I hope. If it doesn't, then it doesn't, but that is ideally what should be happening. What I may need to do is actually get some buckets here. Let's get a couple of buckets out. Today is really like a cleanup episode, so finishing up, tidying up a few projects I wanted to work on as well. Let's grab a bucket of experience. There it is. And let's grab a bucket of nutrient distillation. Awesome. So this is what we need to go make that filter happen. Let's head on out here. Back over to here. One thing I do need to really seriously get into is setting up a good dimensional portal room of some sort. I think that's something we were going to do as a community project, so I'll talk to the guys before I do that, but that may be an episode coming up in the future. So I don't like using nether portals at all. Alright, so let's just hop on down here. Alright, Killer Joe is going to beat the poop out of us until we finish this. Let's do this quick. So, right now we're on auto extract, right? So this is the fluid conduit. It's on in and out mode, so we want to extract XP. And we would like to insert nutrient distillation. That's all there is to this, to filtering it. And I love it when stuff like this actually works. So let's head on over to the fluid conduit. We are going to extract nutrient distillation. And we're going to send XP. You know, I may not even had to do that, except I didn't realize that that mode wasn't set to send and receive. So that's all we need to do for that. Let's head on back. That flickering fire is always there, and I have no idea why. All right. There we go. So, there we go. We got XP coming in. So that's what we're going to do for our new temporary XP system. I just got to figure out how to get it from there to here. And that'll be all for that. And I think that that is going to be an episode for us today, guys. I got a couple of things I got to do maintenance-wise. Got to wait for some dimensional shards to come in to make a few things. And next episode we'll work on possibly a community portal, depending on what the guys say. Just working on some AE expansions, finishing up the dome, stuff like that. So until next time, though, I've been Toasty. If you enjoyed the episode, leave me a like or subscribe. Hope you had fun hanging out in the labs. Hang up your lab coats on the way out, and I'll see you next time. Deuces.